Hello everyone and welcome to AceOSCE's answer video for today. Thanks for joining me, Alicia, and I would like to thank the group member who shared this question with us in our Facebook group today. I wanted to make a quick video for the answer that I think is the right answer so that people who are not in our Facebook group or who are connected with us only through Instagram or only through YouTube can also have a quick look at the question and how we in our group we can brainstorm and see different questions from different people, and this enhances our revision. I do encourage everybody to share new information that you have or any new topic that you learn about, any quick tips and tricks that you have, so you can share it with the group so that everybody's performance in the evaluating exam can improve. Also, if you have any questions that you have or you want answers to, you can definitely share it in the group. In case I do get the time, I'll have a quick look at that. And I feel like in some cases like this one, it's better to make a video so I can explain why one answer is better than the others. In your actual exam also, you'll feel like multiple answers are correct, but you have to understand what the PEBC wants out of you. So let's have a quick look at the question for today. So the group member posted the question saying that a patient came to refill Ramapil 10 milligrams every day. His profile shows that he's coming for 3 months late for refill, says he cannot afford to buy medication. Therefore, he's not using this medication all the time or every day as prescribed. He says the current blood pressure is 160/90. What do you do? The options are: number 1, refer to the doctor to further assess his high blood pressure. Number 2 says dispense Ramapil 10 milligrams and tell him to see the doctor. Now, my issue with this option is that, of course, given the Ramapil 10 milligrams is not an issue at all. However, the issue at hand is the compliance because the patient is not able to afford the medication. Now, if you give him the 10 milligrams Ramapil right now, which is not illegal, unethical, or anything at all, however, this may deter the patient from seeing the doctor in case he needs a higher dose of the medication. So what patients do in this case is usually they take the medication, they say, oh yes, I'll see the doctor, but they usually forget, or they don't really care because they've got enough medication for 3 months. So we as pharmacists want to make sure that his blood pressure is higher than the target level, which is 120/80 being ideal and 140/90 being the maximum limit, as most of us know, assuming he's not diabetic. So dispensing Ramapil 10 milligram and after that telling him to see the doctor, that is why is not a really good option for me. Number 3 says do not dispense Ramapil and tell him to go to the emergency. Now, just to give you guys a little bit idea, there are 2 factors in this option. Number 1, going to the emergency because he has a hypertensive crisis, which is not the case. Hypertensive crisis is usually 180/120, or when the diastolic blood pressure is at least around 110 or 120, which is not the case here. Therefore, going to the ER is not warranted at this moment. Also, one thing for you guys to consider is that Canada being a unique country in terms of its healthcare system, where most of the healthcare services are provided by the government or covered by the government, the ER becomes very overwhelmed. A lot of people go there when they don't need to go, and as pharmacists, we are the gatekeepers. We do want to make sure that we're not sending people who don't need to go to the ER so that care can be diverted to patients who actually need ER care, which is why I do not think sending him to the ER at this moment is the right answer. The next one says refill 10 milligrams and counsel him some tips for drug compliance. Now, again, this option is not a bad option. However, this is not the answer to the question. The patient is not compliant not because he forgets taking the medication or because he doesn't like taking the medication. It is because he cannot afford the medication. So even if you tell him that you have to be compliant with your drugs and everything, he won't be able to because he won't have the money to do so. And the last option is recommending him a blister pack. Again, understand the question. We do not need the patient to be compliant with his medications because he chooses not to or he forgets taking his medication. It is for a completely different reason, i.e. he's not able to afford the medication. Therefore, in my opinion, I feel like option number A, which means refer to the doctor for further assessment or assessing his high blood pressure, would be the best option. The reason for this is, number 1, if you don't give him the medication right away, as you guys know, antihypertensive medications are not something that has to be given right away. So if he misses another dose or something, it's not going to be a world of a difference. So asking him to go to his doctor right away is a better option. Also, the doctor may need to assess his blood pressure and see, because the patient has not been taking the medication correctly, maybe he needs additional therapy.